Graphing exponential and log functions. This skill is going to give you a function. It's either going to be exponential like this one, or it could be a log function. It's going to ask you to graph it on the axes down here. Now again, I'm going to recommend that you use the Desmos graphing calculator for this, as it'll be easier once you get to the log type problem. So I need to type in the equation. Instead of f of x, you just use y equals -3 raised to the x minus 5. So now be careful. See how I'm typing it in? That -5 should be high up in the exponent, not down here. That's going to change the look of your graph. So in order to get it to be up in the exponent, you want to use parentheses. That'll keep it up in the top. And then I can come down and put in the +1. Now I have it graphed. In order to graph it on Delta Math, you're going to have to plot 2 points and input the asymptote. So I'm going to start first with the points. You want to find anywhere that this function crosses the grid lines perfectly. So this is a nice point here at 5, 0. So I just move one of the yellow points to 5, 0. Now I need to find another point that crosses perfectly. Now make sure you're careful on the scale here. If you zoom in too far or out too far, it may look like it's a nice point. You want to make sure you're zoomed in just far enough so that you see it as they count by ones. So my next point here is at 6, -2. So 6, -2. Now the last thing you need to do with graph it is select the asymptote. You either have to pick vertical or horizontal. This is an exponential function. Exponential functions always have a horizontal asymptote. Log functions always have a vertical asymptote. So I'm going to pick horizontal, and then you can see this is where the function creates a flat line. That's where the asymptote is, because the function is approaching that line but never getting to it or getting past it. So you're going to move your asymptote up to +1 so that it matches your Desmos graph, and then you can just double check that everything looks the same and submit. And that's how you graph the exponential. Now the next one, I'll show you one more because I want to show you what it looks like to graph a log function. Fairly similar, but it's just a little bit different. So here is a log function. We're going to graph this one as well. So I'm going to go back to Desmos, delete my old function, and type in my new one. Again, I'm going to use y equals 2. To get the log, you need to open the keyboard at the bottom, hit functions, and you want log base of the little a. And then you can type in, it's log base 5 of x minus 4. And then just double check that everything matches. See, this 5's not in the right spot. Got to make sure that it's in the actual base. Okay, now everything matches. Actually, the -4 should be on the outside here because there's no parentheses there, so we want our -4 to be, -4 to be on the outside. Now we need to plot 2 points just like the last one. So I'm going to close this so that I can see. I see a point here at 5, -2. And then next point I see is 11, -1. 11, -1. Now this is a log function. Log functions always have vertical asymptotes. So that means that they're up and down. So I'm going to drag this over to match it right on the y-axis. And we can just double check that it looks the same. And submit. And that is how you graph a log function.